Hello, YouTube. This is Jose Sports Talk, and I just want to make a quick review of well, not review. I wanted to make a quick preview of the Nations League final, Spain versus Portugal. What my thoughts are going to be of the match, what I think is going to happen. Well, to begin, I want to talk about Spain. I think Spain has it. I think Spain are going to take it. They're going to win, and I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy win. It's not gonna be like the Champions League final against I know it's two different competitions, but I'm setting an example like Champions League final of like PSG versus Inter. I think it's gonna be a hard fought final. But I think I know Spain has a lot of young players at the moment, but a lot of these young players are very experienced. They're not your average young player that's just starting off. These are young players that have won trophies, that have been in finals, that have been in hard fought finals, and very big games. And these aren't rookies anymore. These are like for example, Lamine Yamal. He's been in a Supercopa final. He's been in the Euro final. He's been in the Copa del Rey final. He played that defining, that basically that final against Madrid and the in La Liga. He's doing it all. So I know he's 17, but when you look at him as a player, he's experienced. Same thing with Pedri, Euro final. He already won the Nations League. The last competition they had in the Nations League, Spain won it, and he was part of that team. Same thing with Gavi. Same thing with Fermin. He wasn't part of the Nations League, but he was part of the team that won the Euros, and he was also part of the Olympic winning team for Spain that beat France in the final. So these are a lot of players that have a lot of experience. Same thing with Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo is also a player that's been a big part of this team this season and has been in all the big games. So even though with all the youth and that would a lot of people would consider one of their drawbacks is not, these players are not only youthful, but they're also very, they're very good and are getting a lot of experience. And honestly, at this point, they feel like veterans. Like when you think about Pedri, you think about a player that's almost like, that's been in the game for like 10 years plus, but it's crazy. I think he's only like 2021 if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he's around that age now. So I think Portugal might score. I think Spain is going to score first. I think it's going to probably be a goal from Nico Williams. I know, like the last game against France, I saw France was really focusing on Lamine Yamal and making sure he didn't score. And what happened was that they left Nico Williams open. It's hard to keep both of them contained in the match. It's either you keep Nico Williams contained or keep Lamine Yamal contained. Because for Lamine Yamal, you need two players to stop him. And for Nico Williams, I mean, they left him open and he scored. I think it was the first goal, if I'm not mistaken, for the semifinal game. So I think Spain are going to score the first goal. Nico Williams is going to score the first goal, and I think Portugal is going to score a goal, maybe a penalty by Ronaldo or Vitinha. I don't know. Someone's going to score a goal, and then either Lamine Yamal scores, and then I think it's going to be like three or four goals at the end. That's my. I'll say three goals, 3-1. Because once Spain starts scoring, especially if they get a lead on you again, it's gonna be really hard to beat this Spain. I just don't see it happening. Obviously, it's football, so obviously anything could happen. But I think the clear winner is gonna be Spain. Obviously, you got players like Vitinha, you got players like Bruno Fernandez, and also you got Cristiano Ronaldo. No matter, even if he's almost 40 or is 40 right now at the moment, he's still Cristiano Ronaldo. He's that player that's been in countless finals, countless trophies, countless Champions Leagues, Euro final, Nations League finals. Uh, he's the man. He's the legend. So it's not going to be a easy win for Spain. Portugal is a great team. They have great players, and I think they're going to give up a good match. But I think Portugal also didn't have that much. Obviously when it comes to like the history of Germany, obviously they're considered a huge team, but right now I just don't see them being this, historic, the previous teams that have been historic and have been champions. I just don't see it. I see a whole bunch of players in Germany that think they are really good, but they're not as good as they think they are. That's why I think Portugal had a clear victory, because in the semifinal, I feel like Portugal maybe they're as talented as Germany, but they're not as cocky. They work hard. They play as a team compared to Germany, where I feel like these players are very cocky. You know, when I see them play, I feel like they don't give it their all. So we'll see. We'll see how they do against a Spain that's very, they have a good dynamic going, and play really well, have good chemistry, even with the new players in. They have come around this season for the Nations League final. They have good chemistry. It feels like they've known each other for years. So let's see what happens. I think, like I said, Spain's gonna win. Spain's gonna score first. Probably Portugal will score their goal. Spain scored two more, and they take the win. Take the Nations League final, and win the game. I know. Right now, Lamine Yamal is almost like in this zone right now where he kind of feels like Thanos, where he's like collecting like every single trophy right now, where he's like, it's Copa del Rey, Super Copa, La Liga, the Euros, the Nations League. It feels like he's just out there to get all the trophies. People are already telling him that he's gonna, what he wants to win next year, whether he wants to win the Champions League or the World Cup, and he's saying, I want them both. So I think he's gonna keep this up, where he's gonna keep going for all the trophies, and I think it's just gonna pull through. Even though Portugal has Ronaldo, I think it's a new generation. Certain things come to an end, and I think it's Lamine's time. It's his era. So, well, those are my thoughts. Like I said, Spain scores 3, Portugal scores 1. Spain wins the Nations League final, and those are my thoughts. So I'll see you next time on Jose Sports Talk, and please like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.